air.
No, we're not, and that's why we're recording right now. All right. So Georgia has started spring practice. There really hasn't been that much come out of it. Right now, though, I mean, it's still pretty early. It's the underwear Olympics right now, so everyone's running around in shorts and a helmet. So, let's talk about well, what do you want to talk about? Let's change it up the format here.
Well, first of all, it sounded like Kirby was given the list of the killed in actions and war or something. The people who are not going to be playing this spring is a lot. Big names,
Well,
right?
here I have the list right here.
Okay.
So it's Ingram Dawkins out, Chris Jones limited, Christian Miller knee limited, should be fine. These are actually what things Kirby said, by the way. I took notes.
Limited means you're not going to see it.
Yeah. Munden out. Robson not cleared. Starks limited. Rara Thomas not full speed, which means out. Damian Wilson full active. Pierce Spurlin, obviously heart condition, can't play football anymore, retired. So those are all the players of note.
Branson, that's not all the players. Branson Robinson.
It said Branson Robinson.
Oh, you did? Sorry, I missed it.
Not clear.
But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of people out. But so that's one thing is who we're not going to see. I think the depth along the defensive line, I'm going to be interested to see kind of how that plays out. Who's going to be our 2 and 3 deep? Offensive line, I thought was kind of interesting. They was a guy that I thought played really well, Freeling.
Yeah,
he's I think he's like number 6. Like he's not starting. So,
go ahead.
No, I'm just the offensive and more importantly defensive line and the depth there. Who's going to be our 7? Because Kirby's always rotated. No matter who is offensive line coach, he's always rotated guys, especially early in the season. So who are the 7 that are going to play on the offensive side of the ball, of offensive line? I'm going to be interested to see in some of the freshmen, like the kid, the number 1 guy, defensive back that we got. I'm going to be interested in seeing him.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Robinson, and his name Robinson. Yeah. I'm going to be interested to see kind of how he shows out. Young linebackers, we should get a chance because Mondin is out. Well, I think that's going to be a strong suit for Georgia, but got some young guys that I'd like to see. So the people we're not going to see, some of the freshmen, and what develops as depth around the offensive and defensive line. Those are the things I'm looking for in spring.
Yeah, I wrote an article, Don Dog, check it out, about the defensive line. It's not a problem because Georgia's always going to be talented up front. And look, they're more talented than any other team in the tops in the SEC and tops in the country. I don't think that's a hard conversation.
I'd say the top 4 in the SEC, right?
Sure, whatever. I mean, it's still one of the better ones in the country, right?
Yeah.
But the depth is a really concerning thing. It is a really concerning thing. And I mean, I wrote in the blog, there's 3 guys that have played significant snaps. And Warren Brinson's played a ton. Tyrone Ingram Dawkins missed most of last year with a foot injury, so I really don't count him. Christian Miller got some playing time. Jarrett Hall got some playing time. Who's the other one? Huh?
Stackhouse.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that got significant. And then there's Jamal Jarrett, and who's the other one? My God, Jordan Hall. So those are the guys who are returning. Everyone else is a freshman or a transfer, the kid from South Carolina. It is an issue, and that is why there are 2 things why Georgia didn't win a national championship last year. I think we both agree on this. The run game was not where it needed to be, and the defensive line gave way too many yards, and running.
Defensive line was probably one of the bigger. That giving up the run, being susceptible on the outside, and it showed up, and Alabama exploited it. So
And well, they did. Alabama did just enough running to make Georgia respect it, and to make Jalen Milroe dangerous with the passing game.
Right.
Which is concerning because he can't fucking throw. So, and that's a worry. I know a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of people that the experts, they're going to talk about the defensive backs. As long as Kirby Smart's the head coach of the University of Georgia, I will never worry about defensive backs.
I would agree with that. And they got talent back there. Plus, you got Muschamp and Kirby Smart back there.
Yeah,
Plus,
and you have T-Rob, who's supposed to be a guru as well.
Right.
So I'm not worried about defensive backs. And hey, the last time Georgia, like everyone's like, where Georgia's susceptible is the defensive backs. Well, guess what year? That was 2021, and Georgia won a national championship. So, not saying that that's going to happen. I don't know the future, but we thought that was a weak point in the defense, and the Alabama game and the national championship, they had to come play, and that's what happened. They came and played, and they won. The defensive back play helped Georgia win a national championship. Probably caused Georgia to win.
But we were also dialing up pressure. Those things work hand in hand.
Well, yeah, you got a coverage sack. There's a lot of coverage sacks in that game. So, I totally agree.
So that's the other. I mean, it kind of goes along with the defensive line, but where's the pressure going to come from? That's how you can take up for your defensive backs is make the quarterback get rid of the ball. And our leading leading returner is 5.5 sacks, I think, right?
Yeah, but here's my thing. And look, I think I'm not trying to be a dick here, but Mykel Williams, and I think he's a freak, and I was in love with him his freshman year. But where the fuck is he? Where has he been? Last year he completely just disappeared. He was a non-factor.
Yeah, shut up. He flashed.
Yeah,
in his career, he needs to quit flashing. He's got to be a consistent player.
Yeah, no, and then Jalen Walker, like, where's he been? There's guys on the outside that can absolutely rush, and I've seen video of Mykel Williams training in his new position. Great, he looks awesome. Again, he looked awesome at defensive end. When's that going to come? But here's the other thing, and I'll let you talk. I know I'm talking a lot, but Kirby Smart has since he's gotten to Georgia for sure. There hasn't been that many great pass rushers.
That's not what he does.
No, I mean, like, I'm trying to think. Probably the best one that we had was Azeez Ojulari.
Yeah, Ojulari.
That's probably the best. That's probably the best one that Georgia's had in the entire time.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah, and then Bellamy and Carter.
Yeah, they were good too. But I would say it's not what Kirby. That's not what he would rather make you beat him by 1,000 cuts and execute an offense than to take something off the back end or dial up some kind of blitz that's going to leave him susceptible somewhere. So it's got to come. I mean, there's some outside guys. Like there's a couple of names, Mpimba.
Samuel Mpimba.
Yep. And who's the other guy, number 29?
Harris.
Harris looks like a friggin' football player, dude. When you saw him out there.
Gabe Harris.
Gabe Harris. Those guys have got to – they got to step up and come along, and there should be opportunities this spring. So I'm going to be interested to see kind of what do they call that? Is that the jack? Is that the outside linebacker?
Yeah, jack.
I want to kind of see who develops into that because I would like to see us be able to put some pressure on the quarterback because to me, you cover up a lot of youth in the back end. And we've got Malachi that he's not going to be out there in the spring. Starks is not going to be out there.
That's probably a good thing.
Why?
Well, Starks is the best safety, and it's probably going to give those young guys playing time.
Chance to develop. Yeah, could be. That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean that could be a good thing. And to your point about the offensive line, I'm not that concerned with the offensive line. I'll be more interested in where does everyone end up staying at.
So you got Jarrett Wilson at center.
Yeah.
You've got
Truss is going to play somewhere. He's not a tackle, but they'll put him at tackle.
You think they're going to put him at a tackle?
They might put him at guard. Honestly, it would be because when he has played guard, he's done fine.
I think it's going to be Truss and Ratledge at guard, Wilson at center, and then Green at left tackle, and then
you think they're going to move him over?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know somebody, but tackle one of them is going to be occupied by Green.
Sure, yeah, I totally agree.
So now it's just the other tackle spot. Who's going to get that?
Yeah, there's Monroe Freeling.
That's who my vote would be.
That would be my vote.
Who's the other guy that we're forgetting? He played a good bit last year.
Oh my god, this is bad.
Yeah, but anyway, he's in there. But you got to find. I think you got to find 7 or 8 guys that can play on the offensive line and play winning football, as Kirby would say.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the whole.
And Georgia's recruited well enough that they should be able to find at least solid 7 guys.
Absolutely agree. Let's see.
Whenever you say that, we're both going to be like,
I know. I have to see it. Okay. Oh, you know what? Dylan Fairchild is going to be the guard.
Fairchild. Yeah. Sorry. That's who we were forgetting.
So it's going to be this is Seth Emerson's prediction. Ernest Green at left tackle, left guard, Dylan Fairchild, Jared Wilson at center, guard Tate Ratledge, right tackle Monroe Freeling. The 6th man would be Truss.
Wow.
Which is what happened to Warren Erickson. So I wouldn't be shocked by that. Also in the mix, Micah Morris, who we were talking about. Yes. That's who we were talking about. Yeah. Bo Hewley, who I've heard a lot of great things about. Haven't really seen anything.
Micah Morris is the guy I was thinking about. That him and Freeling look like football players to me. They're
Chad Lindbergh, Drew Bobo, and Jamal Merriweather. And then there's a bunch of freshmen underneath, which are good, but don't know anything.
You got to settle on 7 or 8 guys on the offensive line and hope that's enough.
Yeah, Georgia definitely has the depth at offensive line compared to last year, where it was like fucking a smorgasbord. You had to move everything around. Last thing, I'll be interested. It's probably a really boring topic, but I'll be interested in who's the second string quarterback. We've talked about this in probably previous clips. I'm not sold on Gunnar Stockton. I'm not a big fan.
How much do you want to bet he goes into the fall as second string though? Because they don't want him to transfer.
Yeah, but
at least he's not ready as a freshman.
Maybe, but that's the thing. Like from everything I'm hearing, he is.
Well,
so
I don't think. Do you think Kirby's going to put a freshman in there? He may. He did it with.
Yeah,
Fromm.
He did with Fromm. So, it's. I got to sneeze. I'll let you talk.
My guess is though, purely for political purposes, you're probably going to get Stockton coming in second string, Puglisi. But if Beck gets hurt, heaven forbid, doesn't happen, but 3rd or 4th game of the season, and
this is Alabama, we're in dire straits, dude.
Yeah, push comes to shove. If Puglisi has won the job out and Kirby has more confidence in him, you'll see him before you will Stockton.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like out of high school, Gunnar Stockton was a diamond in the rough and he had the athleticism and the raw talent. But every time I've seen him, I've come away with I don't like his. There's something about him I don't like. I think it's his throwing motion. It's very ugly to me. But
I
obviously
think he's a different type of quarterback than what George has had, right?
and it's probably a different style than I like. But to see like people are like, oh well, he's like Stetson Bennett. No, Stetson was going to throw. Stetson wanted to throw the ball. Stetson was going to put the ball in the worst places that he could, so he could get he had a gunslinger mentality. I would compare Stetson's style of play like a young Brett Favre. He wanted to throw it deep and run around and everything. That's what Stetson was. Stetson's not a scrambler or running quarterback. That's what Gunnar Stockton is. So stop being lazy and stop comparing the two because they're not the same. They're just not. I'm not a fan of Gunnar Stockton. I'm in the Gunnar Stockton hate club.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you can say that because he hasn't been in enough situations yet.
I've seen him in garbage time. I've seen him in the Orange Bowl. Every single time that I've seen him throw, I go, there's something more to be like. I'm trying to think of the saying, but I can't think of it because I'm stupid. There's something left to be desired. Yes, to be desired. There's just something missing with him, and I don't. It's like bland chicken to me. I'm not a big fan.
Well, here's what I would say. Probably need to let it play out a little bit more. He still hadn't played in that many real games. He hadn't got, let's see where he develops. I'm not going to say that, but I think because Kirby's going to try to manage his roster, he's going to be the second string quarterback. And from what I've heard, that Puglisi guy, he doesn't put a whole lot of stock in that. Like that doesn't really bother him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He was willing to come here even when Hickey Madig, what's his name, that flaked out on us, was going to come here.
Raiola, yeah.
Yeah, Raiola. It didn't scare him, and he was still willing to compete. So good for him. I just don't think – I think he kind of understands, hey, Kirby, do what you got to do to keep him on board, and I wouldn't be surprised if Stockton – of course, we're a long way away from it, but I would be shocked if Puglisi – goes in or comes out of spring as a second string quarterback.
Well, I mean, I think game 3 we play Brock Vandagriff. He's going to be the starter for Kentucky. That's also going to be interesting because I'm not a big fan of Brock Vandagriff either, and everyone was such a big fan of him. Everyone at Georgia loves him.
So, I mean, I saw him in high school, and it was small school, all those caveats. But whenever he reminded me, and I'm shocked, and I hear myself say this, but that Lincoln Riley type of quarterback, that Baker Mayfield,
like a Baker, yeah,
that fast pace line up. I think he plays football like his ass is on fire. So I kind of liked him, but I think it has to be a certain type of offense for him.
And I don't think that's Kentucky, and I think Georgia's probably going to butt fuck Kentucky, but that's.
What goes on in Kentucky all the time.
Well, that is true. By the way, off subject, have you seen Auburn's schedule?
I haven't paid any attention.
Dude, I wish we had that schedule. That's the easiest schedule. And they're over there belly aching how hard it is. Because they get Oklahoma and Georgia back-to-back weeks. Oh, Lord. Anyway.
That sounds about like Auburn.
And I just wanted to add that. Oh, also, before we end this video, check out Don the Dog, Shipping Needs, Unishippers. There will be a lot of standout players that you haven't heard of. And there'll be guys that you'll be like, oh, where did they come from? Kind of like Muse last year, right? I will go ahead and tell you, I've had the inside skinny on this for a while. And I got confirmed again just a couple days ago. Will Taylor, wide receiver, white kid, Lad McConkey, maybe.
Really?
Maybe.
That is a name I haven't heard. I thought you were going to say the Evans kid.
Nope. Well, we kind of know him. You know, you saw what he did in the SEC championship. Saw him what he could do.
Will Taylor.
Will let me make Will Taylor.
From?
What high school is he from?
Yeah.
A very prestigious high school.
If you tell me Cambridge, everybody I would say is discount everything you've heard him say thus far.
C for Cambridge, A for Alpharetta, M for Milton, and a bridge that connects it all. Cambridge Bears, go Big Blue.
Is that where he played?
Yes, he did. He was a understudy of Craig Bennett and Chris Davis.
Yeah. Well, everybody, let's pull for the kid, but I would not. I wouldn't be betting.
Look, man, I've had Chris Davis text me because I had to confirm that my other source was telling me the truth.
Well, you don't give up your sources on the fucking radio, man.
Well, Chris Davis doesn't care. So Davis is one of my sources, and then there's another source that is a starting offensive player for this for the university we all love and cheer for. Also told me that he's really good. And that's been also confirmed publicly by Zion Logue. Just saying, so I think you can tell who my source is. But I've heard that he's done pretty good so far.
Freshman, sophomore, or what?
He's a redshirt freshman, so this would be his sophomore year. But I've heard, and he's probably going to get some playing time since Raw's out. So
come on, Will.
Just on, and his brothers actually graduated with me, so I know he did not play football.
Oh, his brother didn't.
No, he played baseball. So check out Down the Dog. That was a 22-minute one. I'm going to leave it unedited. Enjoy with all my sneezing, my muddled brain. I got noodle brain right now. Check out Down the Dog. Is there anything else that Georgia on the Georgia front that we should cover here?
I don't think so. I think, until they actually starts being newsworthy, I think we've covered about everything of merit.
Yeah, I mean, if there's an injury or something, we'll probably do like an emergency video. Well, every spring there's something. We'll do like an emergency, or Kirby shoots Carson Beck in the head. That will be a podcast. But right now, I don't think there's anything of note that can be really discussed. This is the most unprofessional podcast in all podcasting, Tim Burns. So we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. Comment. We've had a couple people comment already. I don't know what the one comment was. It said promo SM rolly eyes. Thanks. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means, but I appreciate the comment. That means engagement and clicks. And we've had more subscribers. We've been growing somehow. So I appreciate it. So Dawn of the Dog, check it out. There's going to be a new blog as soon as you see this video. Unishippers Atlanta. There's only one employee now, so ask for Marcus. And we'll see. Right? Is that
pretty much? Yeah.
Yep. So Marcus survived the purge. Congrats, Marcus. And we'll see you on the other side.